Beautiful people, how are you all doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. So today's video we are going to talk about the money that you need to study in Norway. And the reason why I'm making this video is because Norway is about to open its portals. Admissions is going to start October and we are running towards July. So prepare your documents, gather your transcript, gather your educational credentials. Check this channel. You are going to see a video where I talked about the documents you need to gather and everything put in place. So put all these things together, then you prepare and wait. Now, these are the things that you need to know money wise. I'm going to talk about the money that you need to actually apply for a visa to migrate to Norway, because many people do not know that they need a lot of money to study in Norway. Norway used to be tuition free, but right now, as I'm talking to you, it is not tuition free anymore. You have to pay tuition. Now, let me first of all say here that you can take your family over with you to Norway, but Norwegian, they cannot process the visas at the same time as yours. So first, you will have to process your own, then move into Norway, or you ask them if they can process it. But according to their website, you cannot process at the same time, but your family can join you. It is the same procedure like I told you in the Netherlands, right? To those who have been watching my videos. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, please, there is a booking link below. Check the link. Now, let's go. If you want to study in Norway, like I said, remember that there are various universities in Norway, and I'm going to give you a list of the universities. The higher education system in Norway is divided into four. Let me just give you a brief here. Then later on in another video, I'm going to break it down well. Well, if you take a look at the higher education system in Norway, you will notice that there are universities. There are universities of applied sciences and there are other institutions. So there are four different categories. All right, the main universities like Norway University, University of Egda, University of Bergen, University of Oslo, and so many others, right? Then you also have those applied science universities. Now, before you even apply, make sure you check the tuition fee. Like I said, Norway is not free anymore, right? You can bring your family with you to Norway. I have a family in Norway. That is, yeah, my one of my extended. They are in Norway. Norway is a good country. Norway is very rich. There is a lot of money there, especially if you are a geoscientist, if you are an environmentalist, yeah, if you are a nurse. Most of you were asking me about nursing program. You can study in Norway, yeah, but you are not going to do nursing in English. So if you go into Norway, you may find yourself somehow integrated. Then later on, you can now study. Norway pays very well when it comes to nursing. Nursing is not just paying well in Norway. The entire Europe, the whole world, need nurses, right? So that is something you should consider. Now, understand that you cannot force it. If you do not have background in nursing, don't go and say you want to go and do nursing with your literature certificate. No. Now, our main focus here is proof of funds to study in Norway, and that's why I'm here. Let's go. If you want to study in Norway, according to the present officials, let me say the current situation at hand, okay, things might change next year. So when it's next year, I will still update you, and also make sure you check the website, okay? Now, if you want to study in Norway, you need about 166,859 Norwegian krone. This money is a lot of money. If you convert to your own local currency, you are going to see how much it is in euros or dollars. Okay, so that's the money you need for proof of funds for one academic year. Now, remember I said it's for one academic year. This money, remember I also said before that you also need to pay tuition fee. Tuition has been introduced and it's very expensive. You have to pay per semester. So when you get admission, you have to pay one semester in order to apply for your visa. Now, for you to apply for the visa, you need to show this proof of funds, okay? And when you are applying for the visa, you need to also show you have money for the second semester, that you are going to pay for the second semester. Remember, this proof of funds is not part of your fees. It is living costs, money for food, housing, and others. So you have paid first semester, you need to show that you have money to pay for second semester, or something you're doing, or something in possession that you can sell to pay the second semester, while you also show proof of funds. Now, proof of funds is going to be in a Norwegian bank, option number one, or you have to contact your university for them to give you their banking details. You transfer the proof of funds inside to Norway. So basically, you are going to be doing a blocked account. I hope you understand. Yeah, you may be like, Milton, can I work in Norway? Automatically, when you get a residence permit to Norway, you have 20 hours of work to do every week. Okay, that one is for sure automatically. It's not like in the Netherlands where if you get a residence permit, of course, you are going to get a visa. When you come here, you now go collect your residence permit. Yeah, you will have 16 hours and it's not automatic. It is your employer to give you a working contract, a work permit, before you can then work legally. Okay, so this is the way it was. That's the difference between Norway and the Netherlands. Now, I've told you how much you need. Like I said, it is not living cost is not tuition fee money. So once you've paid the first one, you can now go ahead to apply for visa. The school is going to give you updates. Okay, Norway is an organized country. Their system is organized. It's a very rich country, strong in Europe. So if you do your research, you should see all of this. Now, understand that some people may want to study for 1 semester, some may want to study for 2 semesters. What you basically need to know is that there is also proof of funds for 1 semester. Now, semesters are divided into spring and autumn. So if you want to study for 1 semester in Norway in the autumn season, you need to show the Norwegian government 75,845 Norwegian krone. Convert this money to euros and you are going to see. That's for 1 semester. Now, if you want to study for 1 semester, the other semester, which is spring, okay, either autumn or spring, now is spring. If you want to study for spring, you need to show 91,014 Norwegian krone. So you can see that the living cost for spring semester, 1 semester spring, is expensive than that of autumn. Okay, I do not know the reasons for this, but put all of this into consideration. Now, also, for you to apply for residence permit to Norway, you also need accommodation. Okay, so it's very important that you contact your university and speak to them about this. Now, there is also something you need to know. This money you are showing to the government, or the other money you are telling the government that you have, can be in the form of loans, it can be in the form of grants, it can be in like your own money. Okay, but be careful. Those of you who want to take loans, don't take a loan in a fishy environment. And remember, if you submit something fake, you would be rejected. This one is not something negotiated. All right, so note this. Now, ask your university for the account details for blocked account, because like I told you, you need to transfer your living cost money into the account. So your university is going to give you the account to do the transfer inside. Then of course your tuition fee has been taken care of, and I also talked about the second semester fee. So this is the way it works in Norway basically. And again, there is another video for you to listen to about universities in Norway. So I'm going to post that one later on, maybe before this or after this. And please subscribe and share this video. Remember, I said you can move with family to Norway, but you have to apply separately. Apply and move in, then you now put in for your family to join you. This is basically the simplest and easiest way to go about it. Many of you have been asking me, Milton, I want to use this country, enter. Then later on, maybe when I finish school, or maybe if I decide to come to the Netherlands, I will just move to the Netherlands. This is the misconception many people have. And I don't know where you guys are getting information from. But guys, look, you cannot move to Portugal on study visa. Then you abandon your studies in Portugal, or you finish your studies in Portugal and just rush to the Netherlands and think you can work. You cannot be in Finland and then just move into the Netherlands and think you can work. It doesn't work that way. This is what you need to know. If you move to Finland, Portugal, Estonia, Poland, and then you want to come to the Netherlands legally, first, you have to stay there and get a passport. Then you can now transfer and live in the Netherlands for how long you want. Option number 2, it's either you finish your school program in those countries, then you apply for something called orientation year visa. If you go to the Dutch immigration website, you are going to see this information. Now, what is there? When you get there, you are going to notice that they said that if you studied in a university in these your countries, maybe in Portugal or UK or where, and your university happens to be on that ranking, the first 200, that is to say, if you studied in a university and you get to this section, this site where you want to apply for orientation year visa, right? In the Netherlands, the site is owned by the Dutch government. Then you notice that your university falls on position 1 to 200. I think it's 200 or 201, right? Then you now have the possibility to apply for orientation year visa. But that is not it. What do you need to do? First thing first, you need to go to Norfix, take your degree. This is only for master's students. It doesn't apply to bachelors. Take your degree, evaluate your degree to the Dutch standard. It's called Norfix. Then after that, you collect that evaluated copies, okay, or papers. And then when you get to that website, right, when you get to that website, you will now verify if your university in Portugal or in Italy or in UK is actually found somewhere around position 1 to 200. I think that ranking should be 1 to 200. You are going to see there are three options of classification. I think world university ranking and other two. So check all of the three. Then if you find your university anywhere between the first position and the last position they mention, then you are good to go. You now evaluate your certificate with Norfix, collect the evaluated copies, then you apply for orientation year. Only if your university is in between. It is there written very well on the IND. If I remember, I'm going to drop a link in the video description box. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, book a call from the video description box. Thank you. So that's the option number 2, to come here legally and work. Otherwise, if you are there on a student visa, maybe visit visa, you cannot come here and work because your permit is not from here. And remember, here you cannot just work anyhow. You have to take permission. Your employer needs to give you a working permit before you can work. I hope you understand. So this is to answer those of you. I see some people, they are like, oh, Milton, this person said, those people telling you can just come here, they want to collect your money, okay, your millions. And after that, you come here, they don't care. So you have to be careful. Like I said, always do your research. Otherwise, stay back in your country, then you get your passport, then you move here. But another thing I would say is if you really want to move here, then gather the money, apply for school, and come here directly. It's that simple. But again, I know it's expensive. So we've done with that. I've answered that. Now, some people were also asking me countries that they can move with their families. I'm going to give you the countries in the list. The first country you can apply and move with family is Austria. But understand that Austria admissions is not open now and the process is rigorous. I have videos I did about that. The second country is Denmark. Admissions for spring intake, that's February 2026 intake, will be open September for Denmark. Okay, and you can apply with family. Denmark is, remember, there is an update I did. The video is there. Don't apply to private institution because you might not bring your family to Denmark, and after finishing your studies, you would not get stay back visa for 6 months. So you will have to exit. Then another country is Sweden. Another country is Norway. For Norway, you have to move in first, then before you put in for your family. So note this. Another country is Spain. You can apply at the same time with your family and move to Spain. Another country is the Netherlands. You can actually apply, come in fast before 2 months after you put in and bring your family. This thing I'm telling you for the Netherlands, somebody has done it and the family will be joining soon. They already have their visas. Okay, I don't want to share the details. Another country is Portugal. So you can move in the same time with your family to Portugal. Another country is Finland. You can move in the same time on student visa with your family to Finland. Another country is Iceland. You can move in the same time with your family to Iceland on student visa. Another one is Canada. Canada, you have to be going for master's or PhD before you can move with your family. Okay, so put all these things together. It is very important for you to note this. Now, if you want to really apply for schools for next year, February, look at schools in Canada, look at schools in Denmark, the Netherlands, Lithuania, Switzerland. I mentioned this before.